What's up, guys? It's Molecular Jeff here with Molecular Shave, and I'm pretty excited about today's shave because I got a lot of 12 razors yesterday. And the crown and jewel, in my opinion, is this 1912 ornate handle right here, ever ready. It's in pretty much immaculate condition. There's one little scratch there. The top cap is perfect. The internals are perfect. There was no rusting. All the teeth are perfect. I'm just super excited. I've never shaved with one of these. And we got a stainless blade all packed up, ready to go. And I wanted to use kind of a classic scent to go with it. I know it's a little further along, but I went with low Haiku today. It's got this nice color to it. If you don't like musk, this isn't for you. It is a powdery amber musky scent from the 60s. Super good. To me, anyway. We're going to start with the throat here. And as you can see, we've been growing the beard out a little. It's been about 2 weeks now. I think it'll be, yeah, I think now it should be pretty much 2 weeks. Alright, we got this all lathered up. Give you the old official Molecular Jeff lather shot there. And this is CK6 formula. This was actually one of the, very hydrated. This was one of the, I want to say the second soap I bought. It might actually be the first full tub set that I bought, because the first soap I got came in the PAA starter kit, and that was Future Fiction. And that's still one of my favorite scents that I own. And this one, when I first smelled it, I was like not a huge fan, but then it grew on me after I wore it pretty much the first time, but it was just interesting to me because this is a different amber smell than some other ambers, like the amber in Future Fiction, which is a honeyed amber, which I understand is different. I'm gonna go ahead and just clear up the beard line so we can see what we're doing a little bit. I might actually even just put on the old spectacles for this part so I can see what I'm doing here. Very smooth so far after my first stroke there. I gotta say, it's even smoother than my featherweight, which is quite smooth. I also got a closed comb Damascene gem, which I will be trying out soon. In the lot that I picked up. And Subi tells me that that is his favorite way to use a gem. So I'm excited to try that. Because if it's better than this, I'm in for a treat. Because I'm really enjoying how smooth but also how efficient this razor feels. It leaves plenty of lather behind for you to run a couple extra passes there in between when you do your spray and your cleanup, which is pretty cool, which is one of the things that I actually really like about some of my gym razors. Not the Micromatic. That one pretty much wipes everything into oblivion. The CK6 is pretty nice. We'll talk about that for a minute. It has an excellent post-shave feel. It really does. It does get a little bubbly, in my opinion. That doesn't bother some people. It irritates me a little bit. It happens to me in pretty much every vegan base except for the A&E Skin Essentials series vegan base. Doesn't do it that much for me. And Southern Witchcrafts doesn't do it at all. I'm going to say right now, Southern Witchcrafts is my favorite vegan base. I haven't tried Zingari's yet. That is on my list of things to try, because some people say that it's Zingari's best base. And I've heard good things about Sago. So if people think that the vegan base is better than the Sago, then it has to be pretty good. I'm also going to shave my head with this once I'm done here, and we'll see how that does. It's incredibly smooth. It just glides that blade right across the skin. No problems. One little tiny weaver. That's not too bad. I'm just doing a mild bit of buffing here. But other than that, awesome shave. Super smooth. That weeper pretty much already closed itself up, so there wasn't much to write home about in the first place. Sweet. Now, the one thing I do like about CK6 is I found that if you don't wipe it all the way off, it's not the end of the world. You can actually just kind of rub some of it into your skin, and it gives you a nice post shave. This spot always gives me so much trouble. Get a little bit of lather here. Epic. Cool. 11 minutes in. Should be able to do about a 30-minute video. You can skip around if you so choose. Good shape on the face. Alright, now we're going to take these glasses off. Spray the head down. The cheeks. One thing I liked about this razor too is that even though it's got that, you know, subjectively large head, the contact point is still quite controllable. So I don't know what it is about DEs that I just have a little bit of a hard time controlling them sometimes. This is gonna need a little bit of water. I've noticed that about CK6 too. You can have it built up excellently in the bowl at the beginning of your shave, and by the end of your shave, it's gonna need more water. It's very thirsty. I don't use it as much as I used to. I don't know, I just don't. Even though Doug has some of the best scents around and he has so many scents. Pretty much a scent for everybody. Alright, here we go. Wipe it. Check it out. Sorry, I gotta get close. But if I don't, I can't see what I'm doing. And I only have to do it for my beard line, so I feel like you guys can deal with that. I'm actually gonna put my glasses on for just a second, so I can see what I'm doing a little better. Sweet. this side. Lean in real quick just so I can check it out, but it looks like we did a pretty good job on that side. Sweet. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, let's do this head shave. Clean those off in a minute. Here we go, first pass. It's been a few days since I've shaved my head. This thing's whipping through it pretty good. I want to say around 48 hours growth. Sorry I stopped talking there for a second. I was just mesmerized by the shave. And how smooth it is. I really enjoy it. It's pretty easy to keep the angle. And it's whipping through these head hairs pretty well. To be honest, I probably, if I shaved my head every single day and wasn't lazy about it, I could probably do a single against the grain pass with a little bit of buffing and get an excellent shave. And this is a first use Persona in here, in case you're wondering what blade I'm using. It's not the PTFE, it's just the super stainless. It's got a decent weight to it, which I like in a razor, especially a head shaver, because I tend to overpress sometimes if I'm using a light razor, because I feel like I have to press to keep the blade on my head. When most of the time you actually don't. You just need just a light amount of pressure, enough to keep it attached to the skin, more or less. Alright, going in for the second pass here. It did a pretty good job of going over my lipomas, which is important to me in a head shaver, especially if it can be efficient and do that. That's like a double win for me. And recently, now that my technique has improved, I've been getting more into only doing 2 passes on my head. I'm only going to do that 1 pass that I did on my cheeks because it looks good enough. Break out the old handy dandy behind the head mirror. I see that I need some more back there. So we're going to go ahead and just give it a little more. I didn't mention my brush. I'm using a polar shaving brush, synthetic G4 knot. I used it because it looks like the old Eveready's, so I thought it was appropriate for today's shave. Alright, against the grain. I'm finding the blade angle slightly more tricky. Against the grain, behind the head there. I wouldn't say it was hard or anything, but it's definitely a little more tricky. To keep that perfect angle, but this razor has excellent audio feedback. so you can hear pretty much right away. Interestingly enough, someone asked me about my choke up the other day. Sometimes I'll run my pinky along and follow the razor with the pinky, but I'm not doing it with this razor because the angle is so much different than, say, a DE. Let's give you a little. Get in there. All right. Trying to go nice and slow because this is where I mess up and cut my head sometimes. I'll go too fast and I'll clip one of those bumps in the back because I'll think I've got the room for it. A little touch up on this bump. Check between the bumps. Couple more swipes on the rear back here, and we're calling that a day. Right behind this bump. Beautiful. Excellent shave today, boys. Excuse me for 1 second. And we're back. Just had to rinse off the old head there. No blood today. Excellent shave. That might be one of my new favorite razors. Couple more shaves in with the throat, and I think I'll be getting BBS. I got BBS on the head, but my head technique, my technique for shaving my head is pretty spot on. I'm not sure how my head technique is. Head technique strong. Anyway, great shave today. I'm just going to pull the blade out of the razor real quick. Give you guys a little look at her. I usually only use gym blades once, especially the stainless steel ones, so it's going in the old trashy can. One more quick little pat down, and I'm going to give you guys a splash, and we're going to call it a day. And remember, Sunday on Instagram, it's Playtime Shave Show, starring me and mostly vintage head shaver Ken Schneider. We'll be having our guest on, which is Peter from Hendrix Classics and Company. Yeah, always has a decent burn to it in their splash. Try not to go too crazy with it. I do like the scent of this one though. So we're gonna be putting it around. Woo! Alright, that's it for today. Anyway, I was saying, Sunday at 4 on Instagram, Playtime Shave Show with Peter from Hendrix Classics. Make sure you come in and check it out. It's going to be a good time. We had a good shave today with that 1912 ornate handle. Using low Haiku. It went pretty good. Thanks for joining us, and as always, love, peace, and chicken grease.